It is Friday, October 11th, 2024. I guess this is going to be part three of whether or not we should believe in the Bible. We should believe, or should I say, can we believe the Bible? Can we believe the Bible in its entirety, or do we just believe some of what's in the Bible? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this again, as I said this plenty times before. Well, in my last recordings, there's a lot you could learn from reading the Bible. There's a lot of great teachings, a lot of great proverbs, a lot of great how you say it, information, morals of the story type, stuff like that. There's a lot of great teachings in the Bible. But for me, I'm not sure. I can't speak for all people, but for me, the description of God in the Bible, it seems kind of weird. It seems kind of made up in a sense. It contradicts itself in knowing who truly God is. Again, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna state my opinions. My opinions don't matter to the listener, whoever listens to this. My opinion doesn't matter, so don't run with it. I would always advise you, the listener, to go back and research and read and meditate on whatever I say or what anybody says. Anybody, whoever has some sort of title, I don't know, content creator, atheist, Christian, Orthodox Christian, anybody who's some sort of influencer, and I know I could be an influencer as well, based on the things that I say, of course. But I'm not here to be some sort of leader. That's not me. I'm not here to be some sort of cult leader or some sort of leader to lead people to, I don't know, enlightenment or I don't know, to start thinking. At the end of the day, I want people to start thinking, but I'm not some leader of thinkers. I'm not gonna do that. I'm a thinker myself. I'm a seeker of truth myself. I'm more of a outside interviewer, right? I'm an outside interviewer. I'm looking on the outside of everything. I'm looking at everything. Am I telling people to be like that? No, I'm not telling people to get outside the box and look at everything and look at all perspectives. I'm not telling people to do that. But if you're a thinker and you want to broaden your mind and expand your mind, then yes, do that. You have to look at things in a broader spectrum as to see why things happen the way they do, why people act the way they do, why people do the things the way they do, good or bad or evil or whatever. You have to look at the world in a broader spectrum, in different perspectives. Because we can't always say we're right and wrong. We can't always say that. We have to look broader. Because something I may do that is wrong, in another cultures they may deem it right, in a sense. So we have to look at every possibility, every single possibility, in different perspectives. That's how I'm looking at the world, right? Now, do I believe in wrong and right? Of course I believe in wrong and right, but it's only solely based on the culture I've grown up in. The culture, wherever I've grown up learning, right and wrong, there's right and wrong, there's good and evil, obviously. With me, I'm leaning more on the spectrum of good. I'm trying to be good, be a good person, or I would say, I don't know, be righteous in a sense. I know for sure, because of my awareness, that I'm good and evil. There's good in me and there's evil in me. I believe there's more good in people, and there's a little bit of there's a little bit of badness in us, a little bit of evil, a little bit of sin. I would say a little bit of I wouldn't say sin, but sin is only done when you break a law, right? But there's a little bit of evil within us, and with that evil, if we're sowing into our evil nature, we're breaking commands, we're breaking statutes, we're breaking the law, whatever law it might be. As we sow into our negative nature consistently, obviously that's nothing I recommend for anybody. Do not sow into your negative nature consistently, because that's going to breed a lot of problems in your life. There won't be any peace in your life, is what I'm saying. Now when it comes to our negative nature, our evil side, there comes in a time and a place where we have to sow into our negative nature, and that's only by the means of survival. And let it be your last resort, the last resort. Other than that, life is great. Life is great. Life is beautiful. We could have heaven on earth if we want to. We have to sow positivity into the planet, into people, into and to walk with love out here. We have to walk out here with love, with all positivity, and sowing into our positive nature. That's how the world goes around. That's how we love people. That's how we are connected. That's how we can connect to people. We have to get to a place of understanding every single being on this planet. That includes animals, insects, everything, the trees, everything. We have to understand perspective. We have to understand the way of the world, in a sense. Not to say to start at like reading and educating yourselves. Just walking with love would allow you to do this thing. Just love alone. Love alone would do it. Now you could read, you could study, you could do all you want on this planet, as long as you're breathing fresh air and life, right? Read the books, read the Bible, read everything, read the Quran, read everything with a broader spectrum. Don't just run with it and fall into everything. Is what I'm saying. That is if you're trying to pursue being a thinker, or I would say a Renaissance man, or a polymath, or what have you. Be the person. If you're striving to be a thinker and want to think on a broader spectrum, and you're interested in a whole bunch of different genres of different subjects and stuff like that, put yourself outside the box of what this world is what I'm saying. Look outside. Be the interviewer, right? Be the interviewer, and try to understand the way of the world, religion, how each and every religion works, and just don't fall into every single thing is what I'm saying. I would say try to be, not to say be leaders, but just be like the interviewer, and look at the world in a broader spectrum, and walk out here in love. Once you walk out here in love, you start to understand people. That's the Christ awareness that I'm utilizing, this Christ consciousness, or whatever these people are calling it nowadays. You know. So what I want to talk about? Should I believe the Bible? Should I believe parts of the Bible? Should I could you know? I was on just now. I was just on not Instagram. I don't even have an Instagram. I was on Facebook, and I follow this content creator, Miss Melissa Doherty. Melissa Doherty, shout out to her, because she does great work on informing people of what's in the Bible, her spirituality, where she come from, and just informing people. I just love listening to these content creators. Um, do I disagree on some things she say? Of course, we could always agree to disagree, or just disagree on certain things. Of course, we all come from all different walks of life. Um, but I'm on her. Well, she was on my feed or whatnot, but she posted something that we could talk about right now. Um, this is what she posted. It says, "Let's play guess the quote." Without looking it up, who do you think said this? So she's asking her followers or whatever, whoever follows her, whoever sees this post, who is saying what she's about to say right now? Who says this or whatever? So basically, it's in quotations. Without looking it up, who do you think said this? Quotation: God never sends sickness, trouble, accident, temptation, nor death itself, nor does he authorize these things. We bring them upon ourselves by our own wrong thinking. God, who is good, can cause only good. Now, I didn't comment because I don't know I didn't know who said that quote. I don't know who said it. I forgot to say end quote, but anyway, yeah. So I didn't comment. I don't know who said that. I never heard that before. A lot of people saying Joel or Osteen. I don't know who said that stuff. I'm guessing it's from a book or something. And I'm pretty sure Miss Doherty, Melissa, she reads books too. I'm guessing. I hope she does. But yeah, so I'm thinking about the quote mainly because it says God never sends sickness, trouble, accident, temptation, nor death itself, nor does he authorize these things. We bring them upon ourselves by our own wrong thinking. God, who is good, can cause only good. So boom, right? There's a lot of Christians out there that say that God is good. He's a good God. He loves us, right? He's a loving God, right? So in my last two recordings, I kind of explained in the Bible as to how could God love us if he does these heinous acts in the Old Testament, stuff like that, right? Most Christians will probably respond to me as like, oh, well, that's just righteous judgment. That's righteous judgment, which I cannot understand righteous judgment when it comes to giving someone leprosy for going against one of your prophets or whatever, or not even going against, just stating an opinion and questioning the authority, right? She's questioning the authority. I don't understand if I question the authority. Why am I given such a harsh punishment of leprosy? Like, there's not this really. If leprosy goes on, that damages you forever, right? And then sometimes I think that people are writing this scripture, people are writing the Bible, people are stating that God is doing this thing in order to, I would say, establish some sort of authority in I don't know, church, or I would say government. If you don't listen to government, or if you don't listen to your leaders, God will send you leprosy or some sort of disease, right? This is what the Bible is saying, according to the Bible. And I'm not saying that this is God, the God I pray to, the God I serve today. To me, I believe, and my beliefs don't matter. Please don't run with what I say, but I believe God is impartial. He's an impartial being. He probably don't even care what the heck we doing today. Literally, he probably just say, here's life, live it. He's impartial, right? Now, the Bible, if we were to view God in the Bible, to me, it shows that God is some sort of human being in a sense, some possible man in the sky, of course, right? I don't believe he's some man in the sky. I think he's so much more than that. I believe he's some sort of entity, some sort of spiritual, I don't know, rock or full of energy that's surrounding him. He's so much energy is what I'm saying. So much energy. And I feel like he's impartial, right? He's an impartial being that doesn't care what you're doing. He doesn't care. Crap is going to happen to you regardless of whatever is going to happen. Consequences of your actions is going to happen regardless of whether you're praying to him or praying to anybody. The consequences is going to happen. You're going to perish, or you're going to get sick. You're going to die. Eventually, everybody gets sick on this planet. Everybody goes through some sort of trial and tribulation through health, whatever it is. It doesn't matter who you're praying to. This is what I feel that God is. He's impartial. He's like gravity, and I'm not saying he's gravity. I believe he creates gravity, but he's like gravity. Gravity is very impartial, very unapologetic. Right? Gravity don't apologize to nobody. Gravity is gravity. Gravity's gonna pull you down. to earth. Everything that goes up must come down regardless, even if you're a bird. Right? Impartial, unapologetic, I hate to say it, apologetic or unapologetic, as if gravity is a human, but I'm using human terms to make you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. I believe God himself is impartial. He's not caring about what we doing out here. Right? He's just energy. He's just energy, and we are drawing, our life force is drawing from this energy. Every day we wake up into this figment world. I call it a figment world because it seems like everything around me is some sort of fantasy. It's like I'm plugging back every time I go to sleep and wake back up. It seems like I'm plugging back into the matrix. This is just my belief, right? Everything seems fake out here. Um, Everything, it's just a weird. It's just a weird concept when it comes to the Bible. Now, going back to Miss Miss Melissa Doherty, says God never sends sickness, trouble, accident. My alarm keeps going off because I gotta go somewhere very very soon. So I'm trying to make this recording very quick. Um, but yeah, to say that God never sends sickness, He sends sickness in the Bible according to the Bible. He sends trouble. He sends temptation. He sends the tempter down to the planet, literally to tempt us. Now I'm not sure if He sent the snake to the garden. I'm not sure of that, but He had to known that this tempter is in the garden. He had that nothing passes God's eye. If we were to believe that this is God's world, right? If we were to believe that God is in control and this is His kingdom, nothing should pass God's eye, right? No, every angel should go to God before they do anything. According to Job in the book of Job, in the first two chapters, that even the tempter, the accuser, went to God before before he wanted to mess up Job's life. God get authorized the accuser, Satan, to trouble Job, right? Now, can we view that God to be evil? That sounds kind of evil in a sense. And in my human rational mind, God allowing Satan to go ahead and mess up Job's life and his everything, his what kind of God is that? Is that the God I serve? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't send no one to go test my servant, to kill all his family, literally mess up his health, destroy his finances, everything. I wouldn't even do that, bro. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Um, I wouldn't send an accuser. Obviously, like I said, the Bible portrays God to be some sort of tyrant that either needs his way or wants his way, and if he doesn't get his love from his chosen people, he destroys them or sends them to the lake of fire. But you have free will to choose between me and whoever. You have free will to choose. But just know that all unbelievers is subject to the lake of fire. Now I could be like, okay, well, I don't believe in anything. I don't want to follow no other God. And that includes the God of the Bible. This is what I'm putting myself in a scenario. What if I don't want to serve nobody? Oh, well, still unbelievers will still be subject to the lake of fire. There's no free will right there, because I know how fire feels today. I touch the stove, best believe I'm gonna get burned. My skin, I'm in. I don't want to feel that the rest of my spiritual life. So there's the ultimatum. I have to choose the righteous path to follow a God, according to the Bible, who's ruthless. And like I said, I'm using my rational mind, and people may come to me, Christians, whoever may come to me, and be like, "Oh, you're not even thinking correct. You're thinking with your human mind. You're thinking with your human mind. There's a rationality why God wants it this way." Well, here's the thing. here's the thing. You may say, okay, well, I'm using my human mind, my rational mind. I'm not thinking on the broader spectrum of what God's mind is. But isn't God supposed to be rational? Or is he irrational? It's one or two things. Is God irrational or is he irrational? Which one is it? Or how about this? Doesn't God want me to use my rational mind or my mind itself? Or does God not want me to think? Am I using the full capacity of what my mind thinks of? Or I'm not using my mind at all. I'm following the sheep. I'm following everybody else. I'm following what someone says. I'm following the pack. You're supposed to follow the pack. You're supposed to follow government, the leaders of the government. You're supposed to follow the shepherd, whoever is shepherding. And I'm supposed to automatically believe that God sent that shepherd to shepherd me? Right? How am I supposed to know when God never told me himself that this guy is who I'm supposed to serve? Or this guy, or whoever. Yes, so I will question the writings and I will question leadership. I would question everything because I'm not hearing from God himself. And according to this Bible, it just the interpretation of who God is, it just makes no sense. If he's a loving God, in my rational mind, he would love all his children and not subject them to an everlasting lake of fire. If I love my children, I'm not going to sit from the throne of heaven watching all my children burn for everlasting. In everlasting. All my children up down there screaming, including Satan. Right? And then release Satan back into the planet at the end of age, towards the end of age. He's going to release Satan from his captivity. Is he going to release everybody else? That's who's in his... I mean, here's the thing. Make the Bible make sense. And here's the thing. I believe the Bible is fallible. It's fallible. I'm not, there's some things that work, that can work for someone's life. And there's some things that just don't make no sense when it comes to the description of who God is. It seems like we're lying on God. We're lying on him, saying he's sending sickness to everybody, all this other stuff. He's the one who you know what I mean? I think God is impartial. I think he doesn't care about none of this stuff. He just wants us to live life. He just wants us to live life. Here you go, boom, live life, then you die. Boom, let's make the best of it. I think everything of out here is of God. Every single thing of out here, even the cancer, even the diabetes, and here's the thing. When it comes to those sickness are curable. If you just stop with your habits. Stop with your habits. Chill, fast for a minute or two. You have to fast. Cancer, diabetes, all those sicknesses is based on if it ain't a virus that you just happen to get, but if it's a prolonged sickness like diabetes and cancer and all this other diseases that they make up every single day, it's brought on by our habits. So what do? You stop with you chill with the habits. You fast. You stop doing the things you was doing. If you was eating a lot, eating junk food, maybe you might want to stop because you're getting tumors here and there. You need to kind of chill, or something is wrong with your vaginal system. You having all these cysts and all this other stuff. You might want to kind of check what you're eating or check what you're absorbing, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? We probably need a fast from a lot of things. That includes the things we look at, we touch, hear, everything we absorb. We kind of need to kind of just chillax, and just quiet ourselves and meditate and see what's really going on, the full awareness of what's really going on in this planet. Look at life and see what's going on. And not blame God or Satan for for anything. It's just people. It's just us. It's just us living and probably not getting it right. It ain't a God doing nothing to us. It's our judgment coming upon ourselves. God, I believe, is impartial, like gravity. Gravity gonna pull you down no matter what. Don't care who you are, who you serve. You know what I'm saying? If you're falling from a top of a building, best believe you're gonna fall splat on your face. No matter how much prayer you pray. I mean, that's just the laws of aerodynamics, or whatever it's called. I believe God is impartial. Probably don't even care what we doing down here. We sinning and all this other stuff. Don't care about none of that stuff. Now, is there wrong for sin? Is there consequences for sinning? Of course, we know the consequences of sinning here on this planet. We know it because it damages our morals. We feel it. If we have to hide it, then we know it's wrong. Because you wouldn't do it in plain sight, right? You wouldn't sin in plain sight, right? We know it. We probably don't even need to read the Bible to know the things that we do are wrong. The sinful stuff. Now I'm gonna give the Bible its credit is due, where credit is due, because it definitely shows us or reawakens us of our morality, literally. It reawakens us of our morality. But there's some things in the Bible are cultural based too. There's some things are cultural based. Some things I cannot do that the Jewish men and women did in that time. But God ordained it. There's some things that I wouldn't do. I wouldn't go sacrifice a goat, chop the head off, because I didn't grow up in that time where they sacrifice goats. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do that today. I never grew up. That's culture based. Now, am I to say that that's wrong? I mean, to me, I feel like I'm a vegetarian, so I wouldn't ever do that. You know what I'm saying? Ever chop off a head of a goat and sacrifice and spill all the blood. I can't even look at that and have the sight of that. You know what I'm saying? In my rational mind. Now, like I said, when it comes to survival, best believe I'm going to protect myself when a roaring goat tries to come at me. Best believe I'm gonna try to fight back. If I end up killing it, then I end up killing it. But like I said, I would only do that as a last resort. And I would be so much in distraught after that. But anyway, that's my thing. Like I said, I believe that God. Like I said, I don't believe my beliefs don't matter. Whoever's listening, do not run with this. I want you guys to simply think. Or you could stay in your Bible. Stay in your Bible. If you're not looking to disprove the Bible, don't disprove it. And I'm not telling anyone to disprove the Bible. I just happen to have all these scriptures in my head that are contradicting who God is. It just makes no sense. Sometimes it just don't make no sense. People come into my door talking about, don't you know God is love? You know he's such a loving God. I don't feel that way. I don't feel God is a loving God. I feel he's impartial. He's impartial. Whatever judgment comes upon us is our judgment because we sold into that negative nature or positive nature. It doesn't matter. We all put our judgment on ourselves. Whatever I do today, if it's a bad thing I do today, both best believe that something is going to happen tomorrow to correct it in a karmatic sense. In a karmatic, if I'm lying to my wife and the truth starts to be revealed and I'm still lying to hide the truth. You probably been through that situation where you're lying and you're continuing to lie just to withhold the truth, and something's not adding up. And then your wife uses her intuition and to like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring it back to you a year from now. I'm gonna bring this up a year from now, and if your story changes, then boom, there's the lie, right? Because something's not adding up. I believe the world tends to try to correct itself. If we sowing negative into the planet, wherever it is, whoever it might be, best believe something is going to be corrected, because that's the way the world works. It has to correct itself in a sense. It has to heal. Something is broken. Something has to heal. with everything, including us, our bodies, our minds have to heal. Something is broken. Now it's time to get fixed. So, like I said, I believe God is in part. My beliefs don't matter, but I'm going to tell you my beliefs because this is my podcast. This is my recordings. My beliefs don't matter, but I want everybody to just stop for a second and think. And I'm not telling you to be a Renaissance man like I am. I'm a Renaissance. I know that sounds cartoonish as well, but I'm a polymath, so I'm interested in a lot of different pieces of concepts of works of different things. I like to dab in a lot of different things. That's why I fail. I fail at a lot of stuff because I'm not consistent on one single thing. But I have so many interests in a lot of different subjects. When I start something, I don't finish it. When I start a book, I don't finish it. When I start reading anything, I don't finish it. But I eventually will. And I still have a lot of books to read, including trying to learn Spanish. I'm still trying to learn Spanish. I got a Spanish book right next to me, and I'm sitting here recording. And what I'm supposed to be reading the Spanish book to learn Spanish, to learn, another language. But like I said, I have so many interests in different things. You could call me a Renaissance man, a polymath, a Galileo of that day, a thinker, a seeker of truth, you know. So if you're not there and you don't want to broaden your mind and think, if you don't want to think and you want to stay in your religion, go ahead, by all means, stay in your religion. I have enough awareness and understanding that with religion or anything else, most people find fulfillment in that. Then stay. If you find fulfillment in that, then stay where you at. To me, I find fulfillment in reading every single thing and thinking outside the box of what this world is giving us, and what's in this world is everything, religion, church, every single thing. I want to exist outside, not to call myself God, but I want to think on the broader spectrum as if God would. And I would never put God in a box. I would never put him in the box that say he's this and that way. I could only say that he's impartial, like gravity. Gravity don't care about nobody. And what you doing out here? It's just gonna work. It's gonna do its job. That's how I feel God is. I'm not saying God is gravity, but I'm saying he's much more than what we see out here today. This is how I feel. I'm not out here trying to sway someone's mind. I just want you guys to get in my mind and how I feel and what God is, or what I feel that what God is. He's impartial. Impartiality. Everybody gets the judgment. Every single person. Everybody gets the judgment, and it may not look pretty. We all die eventually. We all get sick. Our cars crash, or I would say our cars break down. All of our roofs cave in. Good, no matter who's good or bad. Trust me. We sow into our negative nature, expect the consequences. If we sow into our positive nature, expect the consequences. And sometimes, hey, if it's positive, you may not get a good consequence. If you're sowing positivity in the world, you may not get a good consequence. I've dealt with that before. When I was so good for people, but they yelling at me, "Oh, why are you so good? I don't like your goodness. I refuse your kindness." Yeah, that has happened before, but that doesn't change me for being kind. That doesn't change me to be kind or a good person. No, we just live, man. We just out here supposed to be living and love, right? Love on each other. I'm pushing love out in the world. So kudos to Mrs. Melissa Dirty for letting people know, or I should say informing people. Sorry. And just anybody else who's some sort of creator, content creator, though I may not agree with every single content creator out here on YouTube or any kind of pastor, preacher, whoever, including my friends and family, I may not agree, but I gotta stand on my beliefs, obviously. But then again, like I said, my beliefs don't matter. My beliefs don't matter. What I'm saying to you today don't matter. I want you guys to think broader. If you're a thinker, if you want to be a thinker, think broader. Yeah, and that's about it, man. That's about it, man. Like I said, I still believe in God. I still believe that there's some higher. There has to be there has to be an explanation. I don't have the explanation. I don't think the Bible has a certain explanation of where God came from or and who He is. As I said before, the Bible is not God's autobiography, and I'm gonna say it again because most people may listen to this and be like, "Oh, he's just disrespecting the Bible." I'm not disrespecting the Bible. This is fact. The Bible isn't God's autobiography. It's an inspired word of God, written by man. Obviously, it's inspired. So if it's inspired, then it has to have some sort of fallibility, some sort. We could understand that has some sort of fallibility, but understand that these words weren't written by God Himself, and it's not about God, right? It's not about God. Obviously, it's a perspective of God's Israel's life with God. It's just the Bible is just a perspective of Israel's and the Judahites' life with God. But until I get to talk to God Himself, like, who are you? What are you? What have you done everything that this Bible claims that you have done? Is this true? What is truth? Which one is truth? What's to come? Stuff like that is what I think about, and I don't think the Bible could answer any of that. Because it's not, like I said, it's not God's autobiography. I mean, I hate to say it. It may hurt your heart just by me saying this, but this is truth. I'm using my rational mind as my creator wants me to use my rational mind. He wants me to use my rational mind. Right? I mean, doesn't he? Answer that question. Or should I just be out here irrational and walking irrational and ignorant? Which one? You guys want me to be ignorant or rational? I mean, come on. Anyway, that's the recording. I'm not sure if I'll make a part 4, maybe, or maybe I'll just whatever next recording, maybe just a new title or whatever. But we could still talk about, should we believe what's in the Bible, the description of God? Should we believe? Anyway, that's the recording. Thank you. If you guys and girls made it this far, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, take the time to subscribe to my YouTube page at Notice TV. That's all caps, NOTICE TV. I'll catch you later and may God bless you.